What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel as well as on Twitch, so make sure you come by and say hello. This video is also brought to you by my music, which is available anywhere you stream music under the name Aftersound, and I do have a new song out recently called Don't Forget About Me, the Supernova version, so check it out. Let me know what you think, and I appreciate the support. All right, guys, we are about 24 hours into the Conclave Arcana pre-sale, and you can see here, I mean, it's doing okay, right? There's still a lot of big names that have not bought yet that were big buyers last time. And so we're waiting for those orders to come in, but I don't know that they're going to come in and buy up like 70% of the packs or 85% of the packs. So shout out to Splinter Cards. They got this cool new little widget here that will show you. All right, 14.6% of standard packs have been sold, 32% of alchemy packs have sold, and another 14.6% of legendary packs are sold. So it's a decent amount, and if we were to go over to, actually I haven't done this yet, so let's see, the Conclave Arcana shop page and look at the leaderboard, I know we're probably over 800 million, but let's just get another idea real quick, or an updated amount. There you go, 852 million. So, do I expect more to come in over time? Absolutely. But again, we're kind of like hitting the stall point about a day or so into it, and we'll see what happens. But as we go forward with this, one thing to keep an eye on, right? So I talked about vouchers, talked about SPS, talked about DEC. I mean, vouchers specifically, people are going to be receiving vouchers. People are going to be receiving land resources. And I know that land resources are about to get significant utility within the next week or so here. But I do believe that there is a chance that land resources could be sold over time, right? This stuff is just getting produced endlessly, infinitely inflationary, right? And so, yes, there are areas in which they can be used. There is utility for it, right? Vouchers with the voucher promo card, and then land upcoming with the midnight potions. But for the most part, this stuff is just getting produced. And I think, at least I believe right now, the most desired thing in the game is probably going to be these Conclave Arcana packs, at least during the pre-sale, right? During the general sale, maybe not as much, but there's a lot of benefits for the pre-sale, and I think people will want to participate in that if they haven't already. So the truth is, here we are. I mean, again, I honestly did not know what to expect. There was a lot of hype, a lot of really positive sentiment going into this. I don't know that that's necessarily wrong or that it was overhyped. I mean, at the end of the day, it's about $800,000, right? $850,000 of value that came into the game, which overnight or just within the last 24 hours. So that is significant. Now, there's also a lot of folks that were hoping for a larger SPS pump, but the truth is we got that SPS pump already. It essentially did a 2x from where we were even just a couple of weeks ago, and now we're getting to the point where people are thinking, well, it's not going to hit 2 cents or 3 cents or whatever their target price was, so they're just selling off. Maybe they're selling off and they're buying DEC and then going to use that to buy packs, or they're just selling off because they realize that this might be the pump. So all that to say, this video is not meant to be cope, right? I have said this in the past, but it's kind of in line with what I was hoping for. Now, don't get me wrong. If we had sold out the pre-sale in 24 hours, yeah, I would have been happy, right? And it would have been like crazy, and we would be dealing with the fallout and all this extra DEC and all that, right? And all my fears might have come true. But this is kind of exactly what I was hoping for. Now, I don't know if this is what the team wanted. I don't know if this is what the community wanted, but in a way, as long as we stay at or around peg, I'm happy, right? This SPS, and I made a video about this like a week or two ago, like this SPS move was not the flywheel. It was not the flywheel in action. The team was not buying SPS and burning it for DEC. It was many people who were buying SPS to speculate that it was going to go higher. And now that it's not, or at least it doesn't seem like it's going to go much higher, it's on a pretty significant decline here, down to 1.1 cents from maybe we touched like 1.4. A lot of folks will probably end up selling, taking their profit and going home, or taking their profit into something else like DEC and maybe buying packs or buying other cards or whatever else that they might be doing in the Hive ecosystem or the Splinterlands ecosystem. So the big thing to watch now is the DEC peg, right? How close will we stay to the DEC peg? And more importantly, how much DEC does the team have? Because of the 800 million that has gone to the team, right? we know that they get half. So they should have gotten about like 425 million so far. And if we go to the rich list, I'm not sure if they sold this or if a lot of this was just sent to the DAO. Again, and it doesn't matter. And I'm not saying that the team selling DEC is bad. In fact, it's good if they can sell DEC and help cover their costs. That's the whole point of this, right? They can't just be holding on to DEC and never be able to pay their bills. But if we take a look here at the Steam Monsters account, it's sitting about 225 or 226 million DEC. Now, here's the thing. Over the course of the past 6-ish months, I'll give a shout out to Bulldog once again because he was doing the math on this and kind of tracking it. We would see about 40 million DEC getting, from the team wallet getting recirculated back out into the ecosystem. Now, that was maybe $30,000 to $40,000 because DEC wasn't quite at peg. So it might be closer to like 30 million, 35 million. But just to make things easy, let's stick with 40 million DEC for now, especially because there's a lot of other things going on in the ecosystem that have re-engaged people, right? You got a bunch of cool things happening with land. You have obviously Conclave Arcana. So there might be more credits coming into the ecosystem. But even if there's not, right? Even if all of this does not entice people and we stay with that roughly 40 million DEC per week, that gives us about 5.5 weeks of DEC, which obviously extends past the pre-sale, right? And so any and all credits that would be coming in and paying this DEC out on the back end would essentially take us into, what are we now? We're at we'll just call it like the end of April, right? The last week of April. So 5 weeks. This would pretty much get us to the end of May, or we'll call it early June. So obviously, Conclave Arcana, the pre-sale would be done. The general sale would have started and be a couple of weeks in. So that's not the ideal situation, but it does give you a kind of context and runway for how much DEC that the team is holding now. So why do I bring this up? Okay, well, we were just talking about the flywheel. If anybody's expecting SPS to go up from here, understand that the people who are supposed to buy and burn the most SPS, aka the team in this instance, don't need to, right? Because they have 200 million plus DEC worth of, 200 million DEC that they can, facilitate back-end credits transactions. So they don't need to go out and do that. It would be other folks that would be doing it. And the truth is, I think we did that already. So people are either burning SPS as what they have now or taking their profit, and we might just sit around this area or continue to go down. I wouldn't be surprised if we went back below a penny. I would be surprised if we went all the way back down to like 0.006 or something like that, wherever we were. Although that's not out of the realm of possibility. Because keep in mind, and I've been saying this for a long time, there is a lot of SPS out in the ecosystem, like a hell of a lot of SPS out in the ecosystem that we don't have any good place for, which is why it's kind of not a terrible thing if we just stay close to peg and over time we slowly burn more SPS per dollar because of its value and just take this for the long run. Now, as long as a team has enough operating capital, and I would say that, the performance so far probably isn't enough to make the team happy. That's just my guess. But, I would say that as long as we continue moving forward, the team is good. Even if we stay at this level, as long as we don't get that DEC overhang, which is huge right now, right? Because there's at least 400 million DEC in the ecosystem that we need to cycle through. Either recycle that back into the DAO, right, by buying packs, or burn it through the Wild Season Pass, burn it on guilds, burn it on land, right? Like what are those? The power cores and things like that. All that stuff burns DEC, or just DEC naturally getting burned through other areas, passive areas like the liquidity pools, for example. Right, and then people kind of adding DEC back in there to pump up their liquidity once again. So all of this to say, right, we are off to an interesting start. It's not as hype-filled as I think many people were hoping for, but it does fall in line with what I was hoping for the long run. It's probably a little bit below what I was hoping for. I would have loved to see a little bit better action, but keep in mind, there's still 17, 16 days remaining. We have not seen a lot of the bigger buyers come in, and I did see something. Shout out to Vugtis. I saw something from Vugtis saying that he wanted to have a summoner this time around. So if we just go and check that real quick, his quote, or somebody, it wasn't a tweet, somebody posted a quote of him from Discord essentially saying the incentives are right this time around and he wants to have a summoner, which means he's going to spend at least another 20 million DEC, right? Or at least to get above this 18.8 million here. Is that a lot? No, not necessarily. I mean, that doesn't even get us to 900 million, but as we go through this, I'm sure Brave Tofu, Cryptomancer, Matt, a bunch of these other folks will probably start adding into their, adding into what they have. And as I said previously, there's a lot of other sleepers here right now. I mean, this is only like 2 million, 3 million DEC out from that. So there will be some jockeying for position, not just for the top 6, but, you have different tiers. So here's another tier here for the top 20. I believe there's you got the top 30, and then I think it's the top 100 and the top 250. So all in all, I think that there will be some jockeying. People will be buying packs as they go along. They'll probably be selling other resources or tokens that they get. But we will see more of this happen, more DEC getting locked up in the DAO. And overall, I think it'll be a great thing. So let's see how the rest of it plays out. We're only 24 hours in, but still exciting stuff ahead. And I can't wait for the set. I have some packs. I'm gonna buy more, and I'm gonna buy more as I get more vouchers that I can sell and other things that I can sell, and it'll just be a good time. Very fun time within Splinterlands. So that's all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm sure there's gonna be many bears out there, and I'd love to hear what the bears and the bulls have to say about where we're at so far after day 1. But that is all I have for you guys in this video. I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.